Interest payments you skip don't matter. Okay. I want you to write that down if you're taking notes. Interest payments you skip don't matter. And so when we take a look at this loan, look at how we're paying down the loan. The principal payments are paying down the loan, $289. $289 is going to principal. The next month, $300 goes to principal. The next month after that, $301.64 goes to principal, while $1,500 and $1,400 payments are going to interest. This is why people pay cash for houses, so that they don't have to pay interest like this. But here's what I'm talking about. If I make a payment in 1 month and I prepay the next month's principal, $300.14, I do not have to pay the $1,498.51 in interest. If I pay my mortgage this month and I look at next month's principal payment and I prepay that before the beginning of next month, I get to subtract the $300.14 from what I owe, but I don't have to pay the bank $1,498.51 in interest. So I just got $300.14 in equity for free. Now, here's the backdrop to all of this. I need you to take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest. If we take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest, at the end of 1 year, I will pay this loan down by $3,684. But the bank wants, look what the bank wants to get, $3,684. We would pay this mortgage down, but the bank wants us to pay $17,899.80 in interest. That's if we make our regular monthly payments on time. That's using the bank's timing. When we use the bank's timing, we lose. When we use our timing, we win. I need you to take a look at this. $3,684. If you had that money, do you realize you do not have to pay the $3,684? Because, see, somebody has $300,000 in their investment. They chose, instead of taking their money out of their investment, they have the cash. They have the cash available. They got cash. Instead of taking money out of their investment, they got a mortgage instead. But Don, look at those huge interest payments. Well, remember, interest payments I skip don't matter. So if I want the $3,684, could I go to some of my money that I have on the sideline? Could I pull out $3,684 and apply it to this mortgage, knock off 1 year's worth of payments, and instead of paying the bank $17,899.80 in interest, now I'm only paying $1,500 in interest to acquire the same amount of equity. I just saved $16,416.64 in interest. I never have to pay the bank. I knocked off 1 year's worth of payments in just 1 month. So here's what I'm saying, folks. You can figure this thing out by following our program, whereby we will figure out for you how much interest you're actually saving. And when we figure out how much interest you're actually saving to pay the house off in about 7 years, you do the calculation on the interest actually paid, not the interest that the bank wants, but the interest you actually pay. When we do that calculation is called the effective interest rate. What would your interest rate have to be to get that kind of result? Do you know, for most of our clients, the effective interest rate is around 1% or less. 1% or less. So, Miss Dawn, if my investment is making 7% or more, and I can borrow the money at 1% or less effectively, is it actually cheaper to get a mortgage than to take my cash out of my investment?
It is.
Wow, wow, wow. And this is from somebody who teaches this on a regular basis. See, folks, what we're talking about is it's opportunity cost, like Ian Pedley, and he's teaching this to his clients. He's teaching his clients how to save money on interest. Why would a mortgage professional want to teach people how to save money on interest? He's a mortgage broker. Why would he want to teach people how to save money on interest? Does that actually hurt his business? Ian, is that hurting your business to teach people how to do this? He says, I sell them the mortgage. I get a commission. It doesn't matter how much interest they pay. It's not going to affect my commission whatsoever. I can actually help my clients pay off the debt. Ian, if your clients pay off their mortgage in 7 years instead of 30 years, what are they most likely to do once they paid off one house? What are they most likely to do? They're most likely to buy another house. And who are they going to go back to get that house? And Ian is actually watching us on Facebook this time. All right. So they're going to invest and buy another house. And who are they going to get to do their mortgage for them? Ian. Ian says, listen, instead of them buying one house, and I don't see them because it takes them a lifetime to pay it off, they might be able to buy 3 or 4, and they keep coming back to me over and over again to invest and buy more houses and maybe get into some real estate investing, because now they've learned the secret on how to borrow money at a discount.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
I'm going to go through the P.I.L.L method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.